Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shred and Soul.
I'm Shred, aka Kevin Wood.
And I'm Soul, aka Wind Hughes. And we are celebrating today. Most people laugh at us when we say that the average podcaster wants, 1 million subscribers. But our point that we were working towards was 333 subscribers, and we made it.
We made it. 333.
That's an important number here in Malfunction Land.
It really is. And I think that people, they're drawn to that number, and it's a very powerful number. When you see that, you know that there are good things going to happen.
333 numerologically connected to the divine.
Yes, and important things to think about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we're thinking about growing our channel.
Manifestation
And growing our channel. But before we talk about some great news in that direction, the 333 celebration, and we're just ecstatic. That number is just a number in our lives and in your life very significantly. So when we hit 333, we were celebrating, and many of you will know that we had a contest.
Yes.
The 333 contest, and we have some winners.
We do, and it's actually a tie.
Yeah. You want to explain why?
Because they came in at the same time.
Just about like a half a second apart. And the reason we decided to call it a tie, even though one came in just a hair ahead, is we watch a lot of athletics, and Kevin loves watching track and field or the Olympics or the world international competitions, and we're always blown away when someone wins by 10 100ths of a second.
Yeah.
And you think, how could there be a winner?
Photo finish.
Yeah, they're both awesome. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's about someone puffed out their chest just enough. But the other person's foot is actually first.
But they measure it from the chest.
Yeah. So we're going to announce our winners a tie. Our first winner, who came in 10 hundredths of a second first, is Zosia Olongi from Poland. So here's to you.
To you, Zosia from Poland.
Thank you for being a fan, and thank you for being a subscriber and a supporter.
It's nice to have somebody from Poland.
Yeah, we have a number of people who watch from around the world.
Yeah, I've noticed that the Polish people are really into the 333 and the malfunction stuff.
Yeah.
Along in the years past, I've made connection with many Polish people. And
what is it about that? Czechoslovakia, Poland,
I think they're just
South America?
They're super cool people over there.
They are.
And Poland is the birthplace of vodka. People think of vodka and they think Russia.
I think Russia.
But no, it's Poland.
No way.
Yes. And
there you go.
One of my bucket list things is to go to Poland and drink real Polish vodka at a Polish bar.
Well, now we have a friend in Poland. Zosia, you are our friend, and you will be receiving a copy of the Malfunction Monument CD and a copy of my book. And then the next winner came 10 thousandths of a second after is Chris Koopman. And Chris, we hope that you've seen your announcement announcing that you're a tie. And we believe Chris is from Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's another place where there's a beverage connection.
What?
Jack
White
Daniels.
Lightning? A distillery? Bootlegging?
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bourbon. It's
and that's
Tennessee
a great
whiskey.
song.
Yeah.
Tennessee whiskey is a great song. Love that song.
That's another one of my bucket lists, to go to Tennessee and drink some fine Tennessee whiskey.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How come I don't know that?
Well, you're learning now.
I am. We need to go to Tennessee and Poland.
It's the power of 333 coming into our lives right now. It's
Zosia, if you can help us get to Poland, we would love it, and we will come and film you there in Poland. And Chris Koopman, if you can help us get to Tennessee and drink some Tennessee whiskey with you, we would love that.
Yeah, and is grab some people with a bass player and a drummer.
And jam.
I'll bring my guitar and
Yeah.
we'll jam and drink whiskey and vodka, depending on where we are.
Okay, so here's to that intention. I empower this vision with the light of spirit and 333 magic, that it's
Right.
manifest here on this plane now for the good of all and according to free will 333. So be it.
So be it. Your current focus.
Yes.
333.
You'll each receive the Monument CD and a copy of my book, Life is the Ceremony, How You Live It is the Ritual, The Journey of a Feminine Shaman. Now, you see we're drinking champagne, right?
Yeah.
I just want to do a shout out to Corbel, which most people will think, oh, crappy, cheap champagne. But when you're a member, you get to go there and drink their A-level wine, A-level champagne, which is what, $30 a bottle as opposed to
but
10.
we're members of the club,
Yes,
so
we get a discount. The La Premiere is what we're drinking right now. It's actually really good. And so here's to Corbel. We've been a member for
Corbel.
what, 12 years?
Longer than that.
It's really fun, even though it's not, the best champagne in the world. But we love you, Corbel.
Right.
We'd love to have you on our podcast or talk about
Or
you.
do a podcast at the
Corbel.
Corbel Winery.
What a great idea.
Yeah. I think that, product placement,
Yeah.
endorsements, I
Yeah.
think we
Matters.
connect us to Corbel in a way that's good for both of us.
We should drink champagne more often when we're talking. We're coming up with great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So, these glasses, though, to go back, are really amazing vintage glasses. They're our favorite nice glasses. They're really beautiful.
Handmade in Hungary.
Hand cut, handmade. They're really expensive, but we found them. We not collect, but we have some really nice champagne flutes because we love champagne. We went into, talk about synchronicities, an antique store in Guerneville, California, where we got these and met a wonderful woman named Mo. Shout out to you, Mo. And we were talking about the day, and Pearl Jam was on the radio, and I made a comment about, yay, some grunge on the radio. Mo said, they never play grunge on the radio here, but she was on duty and she put some grunge on. I introduced her to Kevin and she was blown away and immediately got on the phone and called Vicky Sessa, who's become a friend. And we bought these that day at the antique store and met Victoria Sessa, who is making a documentary about Chris Cornell's dream and the grunge scene.
Right. Yeah, and she's totally immersed in that, and we've seen the pre-production stuff, and it looks like a very interesting thing.
Very
people
interesting.
will love that.
Interpreting Chris's dream and how that related to the music. So if you're an investor, you're a producer, and you want to work with Vicky on her documentary, it's awesome. We'd love to support her. And she's an amazing drummer, too. Lives up in Mendocino. Anyway, we value her as a friend, and these flutes always make us think of Vicky and Mo.
Right. And we should have Vicky on the show one time.
We should. You
she's-
see, another champagne-induced idea.
Yeah, another champagne. and she's a paisan, right?
Yep.
I'm an honorary paisan. because
Honorary.
I'm Swedish, but I think I'm more Italian than a lot of real Italians. But
I think you are, too. You're a good man.
yeah, and I embrace it. But but yeah, I think you and her would get along great
Well,
in
we
discussion.
love Vicky. She's a good friend, and we really want to support her. That's a great idea. Let's tell her.
Yeah.
Vicky, if you're watching, we want you to come and be on
We're sending you an
Shred and
invite.
Soul. Here's an official public invite.
There's the invite.
And we know she'll come.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing encyclopedia of the grunge era and the music time. And I was there. She wasn't. She's younger. And I think she knows a lot more than me. And
She
in some
knows more
ways,
than
maybe
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's one of those people that still lives the grunge
Yeah.
era. I mean, it's still a part of her life. And sometimes
it's-
we feel bad because we're not as much.
I know. Life goes on, right? And life didn't go. I mean, here's an interesting anecdote. I was driving home from a recording session the other night, a couple nights ago, and I had the rock station on, and all of a sudden, Soundgarden comes on, and I had this feeling change the channel, but I thought, well, no, not because I don't like Soundgarden, because in the context of where my head was at, I was thinking, okay, back in the day, because I think music transports you. There's a timeline that gets overstepped or doesn't get acknowledged when you're in a world of music and you're like living some other dimension or something, whatever. But
what
anyway,
does that mean?
let me get to the crux of the story.
Do you know what that means?
The Soundgarden came on, and I thought, I don't want to listen to Soundgarden, and I realized it was because at the time they were rivals. They were rivals to Malfunction, and not in a bad way, but it's like, okay, well, we're better than them, and they're better. Back in the day when we were young, in our 20s, and we were forming these bands in Seattle, there was a friendly rivalry. And so I thought, I'm going to change the channel back to
classic
jazzy
rock. Jazzy.
Yeah.
Jazzy.
Yeah.
It's a good station.
Yeah, all of the best hits from like the crooner days, right? But then I thought, you know what? That's a messed up idea, Kevin. Why don't you just get with the program and enjoy some Soundgarden, which I usually do. And I cranked it up, and I thought, man, no, that was a damn fine band.
And Chris was a friend of yours,
Yeah.
and Chris. Love Chris, right prior to his passing, he was going to do the vocals on one of the songs we co-wrote, Journey, and never got that opportunity, and
Yeah.
it would have been wonderful. But he was a really wonderful human with a lot of
warm
ethics and
person.
heart.
Just,
Here's to
a
Chris.
huge heart. Yeah, to Chris.
Actually, let's do it down here at my Bing. Got to hold it on the stem.
Okay. There you go.
Close to the mic. You know they're real when they do that.
Yeah.
Just love these flutes. It's amazing what pleasure we get out of our really cool champagne flutes. Almost more than the champagne.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can put anything in them.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make glasses like they used to, or furniture, or much of anything. The craftsmanship.
The craftsmanship. And these were created, these were handmade in Hungary. And I've noticed that a lot of the cut glass came from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Bavaria. We have Bavarian glass. We collect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East Germany, actually. We have some vases that came from East Germany. When they call it East Germany.
Yeah.
And they're exquisite.
They'll call it Bohemian.
Bohemian.
And we live right off of, well, I'm not going to say. But we'll have a bunch of strange people at our door. We live in Wisconsin.
Bohemian Highway.
In Wisconsin.
But Bohemia is actually Czechoslovakia.
That's right. See?
Yeah.
We need to go. We need to go to Ireland and Italy, all these places we would like to travel. So please subscribe. Mm-hmm. Click, subscribe, like, make a comment. It helps the algorithm so we could hang out with you more and give you more music and history and all the things we love to do going forward.
Not to mention the informative quality of our podcast. We
Very.
talk about some esoteric subjects.
Next thing you know, instead of champagne, we'll be lighting up.
Yeah, well, it's...
Like, what's his name? Bill Maher.
Right.
He's funny. He does his podcast smoking weed with a lot of people.
And pounding tequila.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
Hey, he's an old pro.
He's a pro. And he's the first one to say it. We love watching him.
We do.
Another thing which I'm going to bring up is it's almost Kevin's birthday. Happy birthday, sweet man.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you.
I can't believe you're as old as you're going to be, because when we got together, you were like the young rocker dude that I loved.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And now you are an older rocker dude that I love.
On the flip side, you
No, you don't say that.
You were the ageless beauty.
I was the ageless.
Ageless beauty, and I was, shocked. Not shocked in a bad way, but wow, impressed. When's a little.
But she looked whole good for her age.
Yeah.
And we had to edit this part out.
No, it's good. I'm trying to compliment you.
You're complimenting me. Yes, I'm a bit older.
No, we're not that far apart.
No, but I'm, when it's almost like twins, they'll always say, I'm the older one, even if it's 2 minutes, they're 3 minutes. So he's very quick to say, you're the older one.
Yeah. It's just,
Right, if you keep this up, I'm going to tell them how old you are.
Well, I know how old I am, and I was just about to post a picture of myself on the Facebook, And I
You
looked
even
at that
said it
picture.
like an old man on the Facebook.
Yeah, the Facebook.
Oh my God.
I hardly ever go there, but I looked at the picture and I thought, oh, who is this old man? I can't do this. So I pasted a picture of my guitars instead. My guitars are actually younger than I am, but not by much.
Well, they're classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to point out, we have our malfunction T-shirts on. We have new ones coming up.
Yeah, new
If
ones
anyone
are coming
wants a
down the pipe.
malfunction T-shirt, let us know. You know that I'm getting a buzz off the champagne because I'm suddenly really hot. I'm going to take off my shirt.
Yeah, I think hot is the reason why we
Got together?
got together.
I know. It's like, who is that guy? I like him. Yeah. So it's Kevin's birthday on September 16th, and we are going to be heading up to Seattle. Before that, to visit family and celebrate Kevin's birthday a little bit early. And so we will have some interview time with Tony Wood, Mama Wood, mother to Andrew Wood and Kevin Wood and Brian Wood, and she's the rock mama, right? The rock star mama.
The mother of grunge.
The godmother, the
them.
mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we've often thought because she's friends with Lane Staley's mom, wouldn't it be great to talk to both of them about what it was like raising rock stars and, just their experience? But we haven't invited, Susan?
Nancy.
Sorry, Nancy. We haven't invited them yet, but that might be something we do at some point.
Yeah.
That'd be so much fun.
I know it really would be, and it'd be probably a really entertaining conversation.
Well, it'll be entertaining with Tony alone.
Yeah.
Because Tony's delightful and, just fun and has great wisdom and perspective about life. And as she'll say, you boys, you're still her boy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be probably 84 or 83.
You're not supposed to tell ages for women especially.
Well,
I'm being old world here, but just so you know.
okay, sorry about that.
And I'm going to tell your age.
We'll edit that out.
I'm going to tell your age because you're older than 21.
I know, I'm way older than that.
Yeah, you're ready. We were looking up the requirements for Social Security last night.
I just signed up for Medicaid today.
Here's
so
Medicare, not Medicaid. You better get this right. Medicare.
Whatever.
Here's to Medicare.
I'll never use it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, because you're working now and have insurance, but there's going to be a day, please, soon, where we're not working. We could just do this podcast, and we might need our Medicare.
Well, we'll see.
Who would have paid for my eye surgery?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need eye surgery too.
I know, you will. All these things we have to have done. Crazy system.
You know what they don't pay for, though, is hearing aids.
They'll pay for the hearing test.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, really.
They'll pay for the hearing test, but not hearing aids. All you youngsters, you may not know this. Here's another thing I didn't know until I was older. All right, IRS, please, turn away. When I was younger and a single mom, 2 kids to take care of, I wouldn't claim everything on my taxes. Like most people, I'd whittle it down as much as I could.
Yeah.
Not understanding that retirement, Social Security, the amount is based on how much you earned. I just had this young person's idea that Social Security was a set amount of money. And if you're one of those young people, pay attention. It's not. So if you're whittling away your income for taxes, be aware that when you really need that money, you're not going to get much.
Yeah, if you're young and you're, in the prime of your life and you're making money, start investing it in IRA, 401, index fund. Just open a Robinhood account. Just start throwing money into that, and just keep doing it. Be religious about it. By the time you're ready to start a podcast,
I wondered where you were going with that because it's certainly not what I did.
No, it's not what I did either.
No, I was more about how to feed my kids and get every penny out of my paycheck that I could.
Paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah.
It's
for the longest time.
Life, but
then by the time you start,
bandwidth, if you've got it, and you've got discipline,
do it.
Even if you threw in like $30 a month, if you're in your 20s, it would be like by the time you're in your 60s or 70s, you're going, oh, well, wow. I guess I can kick back.
But no, there was a time when I was younger, I didn't have an extra $30 a month. Now I have an extra $30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But now we'll invest a little bit. As you get older, you make more money, hopefully. And but it's almost like too late, because I don't know if we'll live long enough to reap the rewards. But yeah, good advice to young people.
Yeah. That was advice that my father gave to me when I was in my early 20s. Do you think I listened? Nah.
No. Well, when we're young, right, we think we're immortal, we're going to live forever. And getting to the point of even having these questions seems so far away.
Mm-hmm.
And old people, which we're not yet, right? Old people always say it goes by like this. And that never quite struck, because you feel like you have forever and you're young, and what you're focused on when you're young is building.
Mm-hmm.
You're creating, you're building adventures, and if this one doesn't work, then you have tomorrow to do another. And there does come a point where that changes, and it happens overnight, instantly. How does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. You cross a threshold and you go, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Well, I had that one.
But then again, when
but
you're
no,
young,
it's, oh my God, I'm old.
Yeah, oh my God, there's limited time. And I didn't die before I got, remember the Who, right?
I'm going to die before I get old.
I die before, like...
And they're all here, right? Mostly.
They are, actually.
Mostly.
Except for
Bon.
Moon, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Bon.
Moon.
Well, he's gone too.
Yeah, he's gone too. The good drummers are gone. Is there a hazard?
Raise a glass to the great drummers.
Here's John
Keith
Bonham.
Moon, John
Keith
Bonham,
Moon.
who left us way too early. The Who managed to keep it together, but after Keith Moon passed away, they were like a tribute band.
No. I disagree.
You disagree?
Oh God, I love the Who, and I love some of what was it, Eminence Front? Is that what it's called? That amazing song, amazing album.
Wow.
I love what they continue to do, and I saw so many of their tours. I love the Who.
I did see the Who without Keith Moon, and it was a great show.
Well, then what are you saying?
But
what?
I didn't like the rest of the records. And, I was never really a huge Who fan to begin with.
You know what? All right. You're on camera.
Yeah.
So many times Kevin will say, oh, I didn't listen to them, or I didn't like them. And then, we have a crazy album collection. I'll go and pull out some of my old albums, say, in this case, it would be some of the Who albums, and listen, and you'll always say, whoa, I had no idea. Or I was so into my music and my genre that I didn't really give these guys, and they're really good.
I'm not saying the Who is bad. And when I listen to a Who song, I'm blown away. It's excellent. It's excellent. But when I was listening to the Who, it was like Live at Leeds.
No one knows what it's like
guitar
to
licks.
Be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes.
Yeah. Well, who can argue with that?
No, my dreams aren't as plenty.
Mm-hmm. Poetic.
No, love the Who. Great band.
But I was always about the guitar solos, so it's like, the Who didn't have that.
Well, but that's important.
Yeah.
Often when we listen to music, and I'll bring up a band that I like, and we'll both have a lot of eclectic taste. And sometimes it drives me crazy. He'll say, but there's no guitar, or did you hear that guitar lick of this? And I'll think, no, I was listening to the thing as a whole. But you're a technician. And so, of course, because you're a guitarist, you're listening, you're focusing in on the guitar. And sometimes, as you've said, that prevented you from liking a band that
so
now you listen to.
Now, when I listen to it, I have fresh ears, and I'm going, wow, that is freaking genius.
We did that with Supertramp, right? I mean, that's an old band. I played some Supertramp, and he was, oh my God, they're amazing.
Supertramp, when I was in high school, like 1979, was on the radio all the time. And I got sick of it. I was like, oh God, I can't listen to this anymore. It's just making me sick. And then over time, it's like, oh wow, Breakfast from America, it's as
classic.
Good as Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Classic rock at its best.
Classic rock at its best.
I was a huge Supertramp fan, still am, and really good music. But I totally understand that you, as a guitar player, was zeroing in on the guitar. and you're listening for that guitar.
Yeah.
You're a master at guitar, so that's what catches your ear. But I think as most musicians or writers or performers, they have a craft and they zero in on the craft. It's like sometimes not being able to see the forest for the trees.
Exactly.
And then
I've
years
changed
later,
my ways. I've changed my ways. I think that we probably need to have a Who listen party.
a Who listen.
Yeah.
That'd be good. We do that
We
periodically.
do that.
But
And,
think about
I'd like
it.
to
You
hear some
love
of that.
classical music.
Mhm.
I've never heard you say, like, we'll listen to Bach or like Bach's Fourth Brandenburg Concerto is something I would love played as I'm dying, if it's available. And you can. Like, that's that and Moody Blues and Search of the Lost Chord. Like, I would like that to be my exit music.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never heard you say about classical music, which you listen to a lot. There are no guitar licks.
Yeah, but there's violin licks. Listening to Vivaldi's Four Seasons.
That's depressing.
Man, I watched some video clips of that kid from Children of Bodom or whatever playing the Four Seasons, and it's all part and parcel of some excellent execution of some pretty intense licks, and I'm not saying I could ever I could get close. But I'll tell you what, the masters of music, the violin players. Well, I went and saw Itzhak Perlman one time, and
Must have been wonderful.
it was wonderful. And the best part of the show was when he had a stack of music on the piano and randomly had his piano player pick what they would play next.
Wow.
And he had it down, man. And that guy was shredding.
That's amazing.
Shredding.
Well, I want to segue back, shredding to 333. This will connect.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute to bring it back to connect.
Let's see how this connects.
Bach's Fourth Brandenburg Concerto. I was turned on to that by reading one of Aldous Huxley's books. Which one was it? Doesn't matter. Aldous Huxley, amazing mystic and philosopher, happened to live long before me in the same mountain town in Southern California, Wrightwood, where I did. He and Krishnamurti lived up there, and I was studying all of these people. And in his book, he talked about how he played, like just down the street from where I was living, the Bach's Fourth Brandenburg Concerto, while he was frying his brains out on, I can't remember if it was LSD or shrooms. And I thought, I live under the same stars, the stars at 7,000 feet, friggin' amazing in Southern California. And I thought, these were my psychedelic days, heavy psychedelic days. And I thought, I am going to, because there was no Bluetooth, connect like miles of cords into my stereo and buy Bach's Fourth Brandenburg, which I did, an album. Rampal, his version, flutist, beautiful. Put it on, and I took miles, it seemed like, of cords out into the road under, the most majestic stars in Wrightwood, California, and listened to Bach's Fourth Brandenburg Concerto, frying my ass off on acid. Good stuff, clean stuff. It was a very spiritual, beautiful moment, experience, and that's how I use those substances.
Not the music, but the acid.
The acid was clean.
Yeah.
It was actually one of my last of the Osleys from the 60s, 70s era. Anyway, I wanted to have this spiritual experience he described, so I listened to it under the stars, under the shadows of the trees, and had a transformative experience listening to Bach. And so when I came back to this realm, I just had such an imprint of this music that had such a personal meaning to me.
Yes.
It went through every range of emotion that humans could possibly have. Utter joy and sensuality.
That is the key to the masters.
Yeah.
Where they could pull out emotions in, you're not just like happy, sad, angry, whatever. They take, okay, this kind of happy is like when you see a flower. And this kind of happy is when you see a baby. Or this kind of happy is when you see a puppy.
Yeah, the nuance of emotion.
Yeah, I know. The Bach is one of and Beethoven.
And the Fourth Brandenburg, to me, is his best. I began, at that point, listening to everything Bach made. And that one, to me, is still...
I have that Ron Paul.
I have it on an album.
I have that album encoded on my...
on your computer.
Yeah, and I
amazing. If you haven't heard it, find Ron Paul, flutist.
Flute player, yeah.
So how this comes back is we were talking about Andy and how music imprints, because that imprinted on my soul and it was so personal to me. It's as if Bach wrote that to take me to the depths of hell and to the heights of heaven. And it Bach wrote it for me.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that because you met someone the other day who was sharing with you, as many people do, how Andy and the music he wrote spoke to them personally, and they just knew and had this spiritual experience about Andy, that this was written for them.
Yeah. It's uncanny how many people have that same experience, where Andy appears to them while they're listening to the music and then stays with them for their life. And
the imprint.
Yeah. It's very powerful. And, here's to Andy. Whatever he had going on, whatever he was doing, whatever he's doing now, I don't think many people can achieve that.
No.
And whether he did it consciously or unconsciously, or whether it was part of his being, his spirit, or whatever. Raise a glass again.
Andrew Wood. We'll be talking to your mama soon, Andy. And part of that, for me, is that music imprints to our soul. And I know, being a coach and a spiritual teacher and a psychotherapist, I hear the intimate dreams of people and what was imprinted on their souls. And musicians and music is often there. And how I feel about that is, so to keep it with Andy created this music. He had a message, whether it was, just poetic lyrics or lyrics that really represented where he was emotionally at the time. He had a message, and he cast that message out into the universe. And he wanted that message to be received by you.
Yes.
But not only you. And this is where I think people get confused sometimes. It's like it was written just for me. Bach wrote that just for me. No. Bach wrote it as a message to all of us. To me and to you and to you and to you. And the same with Andy. Andy wrote that as a message, as an experience to everyone. And you and you and you.
It's a focused message too. So, in reality, everything that you think creates a message, and it goes out into the universe or out into the, everybody's affected by everything that you think or feel. Your thoughts carry power. And if you're a musician or an actor or a poet or a painter, you're putting that out there and you're adding that to the collective message. And if it's focused, like what Andy did with his music, like what any musician does who's creating something new or even not, it's the feeling behind it that adds to everybody's experience, and people resonate with it if they're open to it. So it's very powerful. I mean, don't discount what you're thinking right now. Even if you're not a musician and you don't have a platform, everything that you think and feel creates a ripple throughout our combined experience.
And I think where sometimes people get hung up is not understanding that and thinking that that artist wrote it just for them. And you always hear about Elvis or Jim Morrison or Andy, like, I feel like they wrote it just for me. And that's because there's a collective consciousness in humanity where we all feel that particular pain. it's imprinted there. We all
Or that
feel
joy.
that joy. And so, yes, it was written for you and you and you and you and you. So it's a collective expression. So keep that in mind if you find yourself confused about that, or you've had some crazy experiences with people who thought Andy or your music was just for them and did some very bizarre things around that.
Yeah, but that's all cool, and I can understand it, and it's really uncanny how many people have had that same experience with Andy, and
you hear about it often.
I do hear about it often, and I've always thought that it's cool and everything, but I never really quite understood how that could be until recently, when I started to realize, it's that rippling effect of the cause, the emotional output. Because artistic expression is an emotional output, and that is part of what we're made of, what we're here to do, and putting that out there in a way that affects people in a very positive way, because I've never met anybody who's ever said, oh yeah, I listened to Andy's music and it made me want to commit suicide.
Just the opposite. It saved my life.
Saved my life. That's
and if you have a
common
story,
thread.
Which many people do, we'd love to hear it. We've talked about that. We should do an episode sharing people's stories about the impact Andy had on their life. And for example, Jeff Loftus, who passed away, who was your singer for a while with Malfunction, he felt he was saved from his addiction by Andy's experience and Andy's passing, because Andy meant a lot to him.
Sean Smith as well.
Sean Smith, many people.
Like magical experiences, like Sean Smith, I asked him to sing on the Monument CD, and he agreed because the night before I emailed him, invited him to come and sing, he had a dream about Andy. He was connected. And so, and Jeff Loftus he had a tattoo of Andy on his arm. And
Here's to Jeff, great singer.
He was a great singer, and so was Sean, and
both gone.
Both gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get old, things happen. So love the people you're with, embrace the moment, and we have a few more moments. I think we have to finish the bottle. So we need to ramble on a bit more. Maybe we don't have to finish the bottle. But we'd love to hear your experience. If you have a story about how Andy or Malfunction or Kevin's guitar playing, often people will say that too. Or my book. People will say my book changed their life. Any of the stuff we're involved in that matter to you. But I know you have so many fans who listen to this.
The thing is, though, we don't necessarily have to share it on our podcast.
No, but we'd love to hear about it.
To hear about it would be cool. And if you wanted to express that to us, we're totally open to that.
And I would, though, love those of you who'd like us to share it. Because I think we learn from each other's stories. It's why something like AA works for people. It doesn't work for a lot of people, and I'm not a great fan of rehab in this country and this culture at all. But what works sometimes and is really helpful is hearing other people's stories, which sound like your story, and you're not alone, and it's just a step removed from your emotional connection or attachments to it. You can hear it more objectively when somebody else says it and it sounds like you. So I'd love to hear your story about Andy or the music or how it impacted your life.
Yeah, it's cool to hear,
Yeah.
It's nice to have that sort of reinforcement of, okay, all that effort went nowhere? No. Yeah, people are affected by it in a positive way. That's a huge plus,
Well, I know, and even when you used to do more Malfunction shows, even years later, you'd have people come up with tattoos on their arms and what your music meant to them. And
people openly weeping.
Yeah, at your shows.
Yeah.
I think that was amazing to me when we first got together and you were doing a lot of gigs, and as the effect, the music, we'd be in a bar, like in a pub or a venue, and I was amazed because people would be, always in the front. They wanted to be close to you, and they would be crying, sobbing, and I understood that this was music that impacted their lives at a time in their lives that was so impressionable. And Andy's passing was so painful. And, you're Andy's brother in Malfunction.
The music itself
Yes.
had an impact because it was created in like, the idea of creation and the idea of a masterpiece, right? You don't have an artist like going, I'm going to create a masterpiece. You have an intention to create something cool, and it comes out as a masterpiece after people realize that it's a masterpiece. And I think that's the beauty of it all. That's the real reward, when you have, you put out your stuff and then people respond to it in a way that makes it like really affirming that you're on the right path. You did something cool.
Do you miss playing? I mean, you don't gig out very much at all. Like, these days it's hard to get a venue. It's all corporately owned. It's a whole different world. You just don't do it as much. Do you miss it?
I do miss it, and there were some fun times, and it would be fun to do that again. I play every day. I'm constantly playing. I'm working on a new a batch of songs right now, and
you don't even know. On the community post, I posted this morning a picture of you playing, and it was for Kevin. His mornings are coffee and guitar. But that's true. He's always playing. You are a master guitar player. That's just part of your soul.
Well, I've been working on it for a while. Working on being a master.
So do you feel like you haven't achieved it yet?
I don't think I'll ever achieve it.
Achieve what? Achieve what?
I don't know. It's just like trying to make something like out of nothing. And I think if I make something out of nothing, it is an achievement. Whether it's perceived as a masterpiece or not, that's up for you guys to decide.
But doesn't it have just as much value even if it isn't a masterpiece? If it represents, as an artist, a painter, a writer, if it represents something from your soul, isn't that where the value truly lies?
It does, actually, because that impulse of doing something that you truly love is part of what we think of as the Trinity, because you have the Creator, and the Creator who recognizes himself, and the person that is operating off that. And if you're operating off of that, if you're truly connected to what you're doing, and you're operating in a way that is cohesive and understands that, maybe not in an intellectual way, but you're doing something that you love, it comes out that way. And sure, sometimes it can be forced, sometimes it can be part of a formula, but I think the fact that, an artist or a creator does something because they have to is a signal that they're adding to the collective ripples of positivity and creation throughout our plane of existence here, and what we call humanity, our shared human experience.
Here's to that.
Yeah.
We have a little bit more. What do you want to talk about now? We've got a bit more to go to finish this bottle.
Well,
we have to ramble on a little longer. So we're going up to Seattle, up to Bainbridge Island soon, which is always kind of a hard thing because you go back and remember your past. I don't mean you, I mean collectively. Mm-hmm. I go back and remember my past, our history, like life. You're going back and visiting a part of your life that no longer is on some level. Mm-hmm. It's changed from when you were there, when I was there. But you're going back. We're going to visit you, Tony. Here's to Tony. Let's toast Tony.
To Tony.
Tony, amazingly funny and fun and heartfelt. Mm-hmm. Andy and Kevin and Brian's mom. I can't wait to talk to her, and hopefully she'll let us film her. Just hanging out. But you go back, and I know Bainbridge Island is an amazing place, and I can remember when I lived there, which is when you lived there, the whole music scene was happening, and I had some clients who were the musicians that were, became A-listers, and just listening to the music and the whole Seattle scene. It was such a fun time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I really don't think about that very much when I go back there. I'm more focused on reconnecting with my family, my kids, my granddaughter, my mom, my brother if he shows up, and it's fun going back, and it's nice to reminisce. But life is here. Life is now. And I don't get caught up too much in the past. As far as like going back and seeing the loved ones, that's what it's at for me. And
you know what that reminds me of? The lyrics of a song, Cautionary Tales.
Yeah.
You can't go back. You can't go back. There's no one home. The lights are out.
Yeah.
You can't go back. Just look ahead.
And if you're going back all the time, you're not here now. And the power is here and now, because that's where it's all happening. Like let go of the things in the past. You might be dealing with some consequences.
What do you mean?
Say you did something fucked up, and you're dealing with the consequences of it, but that was the past. That's kind of a hard hurdle to get over. But at the same time,
do you feel that going back there, like you're facing the things in your life?
No, I'm saying
up?
For instance.
This is nothing personal in that comment.
No, it's like we all have our lives, we have our foibles, we have our mistakes.
You like that word, foibles.
Foible.
That's such a weird word. Come from? I don't know, but you say it a lot, and I think foible. Got a foible. It's just a weird word.
I had a foible when I ate my bagel.
My foible. I know, you say that. But yeah, I mean, you go back and, like, your whole family's there. My daughter was the last of us. She's down here now. But your mom's there. Your kids are there. Penelope, a granddaughter who's just precious.
Mm-hmm. I think she's going to be a future rock star.
You think so?
Yeah.
She has that. Yeah. Penelope, if you see this years later, you have that amazing energy. Like, you're not afraid to be you and be out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's also a ginger.
She's a ginger. She's beautiful. Mm-hmm. She'll be out there rocking it in the name of the woods.
Yeah.
Even though she's a Rain, last name Rains,
yeah, well,
she's a wood.
We'll see. Yeah, she is definitely, she has the genetics. Some of that's in her. Hopefully enough. But, she's got a great father, great family,
Mm-hmm.
Everything's cool. And, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Rock and roll, the rock and roll lifestyle definitely can have its pitfalls. I'm not saying that I wish that on anybody, but, we'll see. Everybody has their life and their life trajectory and what their choices will end up being, and who knows?
The pitfalls made me think of, for some reason, Kevin and I thought it would be a great idea that on the same weekend we were getting married up in Washington, he would do a gig at the Hard Rock Cafe in Seattle. So not only were we putting together this show, which also viewed Malfunction, the Andrew Wood story documentary, which was a big feat to put together, like the filming, the viewing, and then a show, Malfunction performance, on a Friday night. And then what was it, Sunday we got married? And then having to put together a wedding and all. And you said foibles, and what I remember is I'm at the Hard Rock Cafe and I order at the end of the show, because I was kind of organizing it all and I wouldn't have anything to drink till it was over. I had one drink and then it was over and I go, okay, let loose. And I had ordered a Mai Tai and the bartender said, no, I'll give you something better than a Mai Tai. And I know I want a Mai Tai. For some reason I wanted a Mai Tai. And he said, no, I'll give you something better. And I was arguing with this idiot. And then he gives me the drink and I drink it. Next thing you know, at the end of the show, I can barely walk. I was so nauseous. He freaking drugged me. And then the next day, which we had to put our wedding together, I could barely move. I was so screwed up. And then the day after that was the wedding and I was fine. But you talk about foibles. I think of back then, that show, the foibles that were going on. There were so many other things behind the scenes, which I'll choose not to share, that were going on. But why would we think it was okay to do a show, a documentary screening, right the same weekend as our wedding?
I know. And then we plan our wedding right in the middle of, my mom's birthday, my kid's birthday. Everything is like right in the middle of everything. And, to tell you the truth, and which is kind of sad, I think it was the year before last. We forgot it was our freaking anniversary.
One time that happened. One time only. We did. I don't know what was going on. Maybe we went up to Seattle.
I don't know, or we
something.
were thinking about it, or something happened.
Oh my God!
It was like
I will never forget our anniversary again.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
How many years has it been?
June 27th, 17 years.
Yeah.
We're coming up to 17 years.
Is it 20 coming up, or I thought we already...
Well, we've been spiritually together and married for 17 years, right?
2009?
We got married 2010.
Yeah.
We were joined together 2009.
Yeah.
Crazy stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, that weekend was insane. Just insane. Oh my God. We made 80 tamales to ship from New Mexico to Washington on dry ice so that they'd be received by the folks in Bainbridge Island who were hosting us at their house.
Yeah.
Kiki, she and her family hosted us at their home.
We put them on dry ice, and they got delivered cold.
80 tamales.
80 tamales.
Do you want to talk about don't ever cook for your own wedding again?
And every goddamn one of them got eaten.
They were so they were so
delicious,
good.
Yeah.
He makes the best. Not we. I help. He makes the best tamales. We always thought we'd have a restaurant. I won't say the name because someone will steal it.
Yeah.
Like making great gourmet tamales. I would still do it even though we're running out of time.
Yeah.
We're running out of time for a restaurant or a takeout.
Well, who knows? Maybe next time you join us on a podcast,
we'll have tamales.
We'll be plugging our tamale business.
We're a lot more fun when we have champagne on our podcast.
I know. And actually, it's a lot more fun to do these things.
We should do this every time. Champagne with Shred and Soul.
Champagne hour.
Champagne hour. All right, I'm almost done with mine. You almost done with yours?
I am now.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet Zofia Alongi from Poland. I'm so excited that my book and your CD is going to go out to Poland, and that we have people who love us and support us on Shred and Soul as far away as Poland and South America. And I know we have 333 subscribers, and that'll only exist for a little while, and then we'll be at 334. I'm going to be disappointed when it goes to 334. But at the same time, I'll be excited because we're building our base.
What will the next big number be?
I don't know.
666.
We need 500 to monetize at the first level.
Oh, okay.
How about 500?
500.
We'll have a contest at 500.
Yeah.
What are we going to give away?
More CDs.
I won.
T-shirts.
I won a prize, which was really cool. On Bainbridge, I can't remember what the raffle was for, but it was a sail out into the Puget Sound on a sailboat. And the folks would wine and dine you and give you a meal. And you can pick, I think it was 4 of the people or 6, can't remember. And I won. I was terrified, still am, of water, open water. But I'd been working on facing my fears. 2 biggest fears of things like that were open water, which I still have, and horses. I love horses, but it bugged me because they're huge beasts, and I knew they could dominate me at any second. And I don't like dominance over animals, so I didn't feel that I had the ability to exude that energy to a horse that says, I'm your master. And so I was afraid of it, but I won this sailboat trip out into the water. And on the Puget Sound, I took my mom and my daughter, and I can't even remember who else. But it was so much fun to do that and just like have the contest and win. So at 500, maybe we'll be our next target. And maybe we'll offer them like lunch. If they can get here, we'll go to lunch with them.
Or maybe we'll send them like a freeze-dried frozen meal.
Tamale.
Tamale.
Freeze-dried friggin' tamales. Are you serious?
We
That's
could do
actually
that.
not a bad
You
idea.
can win a tamale or a few tamales so you can share them with your friends.
It'd have to be a few.
Yeah.
A dozen.
Yeah, you
A
gotta make
dozen
it
of tamales
worthwhile.
from Kevin
Not
Wood.
a dozen, like a half dozen.
No. And his tamales don't malfunction. They're really good. They're really the best. I swear
They're
they're
all
the best.
vegetarian, by the way.
Yes. But
Except
we
for
can
the
do
cheese,
others. The
right?
cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's vegan. They're vegetarian, not vegan.
Yeah.
But we make great tamales and we import our hatch chilies.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's something we have to talk about, whether we're going to import. We still have some in the freezer.
Yeah.
But we
yeah.
import because when we lived in New Mexico, we became very accustomed to standing online and getting fresh hatch chilies and then roasting them.
Roasting them,
Culinary
putting them in
delight.
everything.
So we import them from New Mexico every year and then roast them out on the deck, and the whole town smells like roasted
Yeah.
chilies. And then we
Now,
freeze them.
don't settle for Anaheims.
No.
Go for the
Hatch chilies from
Yeah.
Hatch, New Mexico. You can Google Hatch chilies, New Mexico, and you'll see a few. There's 2 or 3 that will ship you fresh Hatch chilies, and then you have to roast them on your barbecue,
Yeah.
and then put them in bags in the freezer. But we do that every year, and have the best tamales and the
Yes.
best food, and we have enchiladas, and we have, what else do we make?
Well, stew.
We make stew.
We throw them in the eggs.
Rellenos.
Rellenos.
Chili rellenos.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Those are the
Yeah.
best with fresh. Why are we even talking about this?
I know, we're getting hungry.
No, we're getting drunk. We're rambling on. Like, why are we even talking? We're probably at an hour now. We
Yeah.
probably should wind this down.
Yeah, let's wind this down.
People are getting bored.
So at 500, the new contest is the person who becomes the 500, the guy
Person to email us first.
Yeah.
When we hit
If you
500.
can prove that you're the number 500 subscriber, we'll send you some freeze-dried tamales.
We will send you tamales, yeah.
Not
That are
freeze-dried.
frozen but sent on dried ice.
They're on dry ice. They're not going to be freeze-dried.
It's probably time for us to go. We're not making any sense.
Before we step in it too
Yes.
hard. Yeah.
And before we go, we have to say, we are finally after a year and a half, up on all of your podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Audio version only.
Audio.
So I love doing podcasts in the shower.
That's why we started using these mics better.
I'm going to do that again. That's why we started using these mics. Better.
Better.
So we have the platforms now.
Yeah. Like
Amazon
Spotify,
Music, Spotify.
Whatever.
And they're the
That
audio
one.
versions, so you don't get to see this handsome face when he's talking.
Or
But
this
you,
beautiful woman.
oh, thank you. We can always go to
Goddess.
YouTube and see the videos. And there are some videos where, if you're listening to this on Spotify or an audio version, we are drinking champagne right now with our beautiful flutes.
Yeah. You can't see this if you're,
No.
like listening on Spotify.
That's right.
But if you go to the YouTube thing, you can see it.
The YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel, Shred and Soul, you can see the video versions. And there are some that we've done historically that are Kevin playing, shredding, and we've had guests. That if you want to see the video version, you'll have to go to our YouTube
Yeah,
channel. But
some
for
of our
those of you
guests.
on our audio only, welcome to Shred and Soul. We're
Yeah.
excited to have you on boards. Amazon Music, Spotify, what else? There's a few others.
Yeah.
But you can catch us now on where
know,
you
like,
get your podcasts anywhere.
Wherever you pull down your podcast.
We should be there.
Yeah.
If Kevin set it up correctly, which I think you did, that was
did.
not that easy.
Yeah, it was okay.
No.
I did it.
Yeah. So it's great. I listen to my podcast, as I was saying, in the shower,
In the
driving to
car.
my office,
Yeah.
cooking. I love listening to podcasts. It's sort of like
radio,
audible books or talk radio.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we were talking about how it was called talk radio.
Art Bell.
Yeah, Art Bell was amazing. Now it's podcasts. It's just a different name, different format.
Still talking.
Yeah, but you can listen to us in the shower. It's kind of kinky. You can listen to us in the shower now. You can listen to us while
We're
you're
not
cooking.
going to broadcast our podcast from the shower.
No, well,
But you can
that
listen.
would be interesting. What a novel idea. Has anyone ever done that before?
We could be the first.
We could be the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would get a lot of hits if it was video.
Yeah, but that's
Just our head alone.
the shower noise.
Well, we'd have mics in there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we could work on that.
So, yeah. To those of you listening to us on Spotify, Amazon Music, and your various places you listen to your podcast, welcome. We welcome you here and love you being here. And if you do want to see some of the musical versions that we've had, you'll have to go to YouTube channel Shred and Soul to see the video version.
But, the actual clips of the music and the whatever it's performed will be available in audio form.
You can hear it.
You won't be able to see the magic fingers in action.
No, you can't see whom I call Guitar Ninja. He doesn't want to be Guitar Ninja because he thinks it's appropriation. I don't think it's that at all. Ninja is the sort of thing like, phew, you don't see it. So fast. And that's you. Anyone who has seen him up close, whether it's video or in person, knows that when Kevin plays, he is so fast and yet articulates the notes so perfectly. You can't even see his fingers. It's a blur. So you are a guitar ninja. I even made him a coffee cup called Guitar Ninja.
And a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I should wear it next time
You
we
should
do a
wear it
podcast.
next time.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? You don't wear the t-shirt I made for
but
you?
I don't want to offend any of the Japanese people who might be offended by the appropriation.
It's not appropriation. It's an honoring. Anyway, I think we're done.
Okay.
All right, so
thank you for indulging us.
Yes, thank you, Zozia Olongi from Poland, for being part of our Shred and Soul family, and thank you, Chris Koopman. Okay. So here you go. Till next time. Bye.